You're in the jungle, you're hungry, and suddenly you see a fruit. It shines, it smells incredible, it looks juicy. You take a bite, and in less than a minute your heart races, you can't breathe, and you realize you've just poisoned yourself. Did you know there are fruits that can kill you with just one bite? Today I'll show you a top list that won't just surprise you. It will make you look at your fruit bowl with suspicion. These are the 15 most dangerous fruits on the planet. Some kill in minutes, others deceive you slowly. And one of them is so well camouflaged it has been used as the perfect weapon to commit crimes without leaving a trace. Welcome to Curiometro. Number 15. Nutmeg. This danger might be in your pantry right now. A warm, aromatic spice, typical of the holidays, that can also be the beginning of a neurological nightmare. Its scientific name is Myristica fragrans, and what makes it so special can also turn it dangerous. Nutmeg contains a compound called myristicin. In small amounts, nothing happens. But if you take too much, even out of curiosity or as a dare, it becomes a powerful hallucinogen. From just 5 grams of powder, about a heaping teaspoon, the first symptoms can appear. But the most intense effects usually occur with doses of 20 to 30 grams or more. Many have fallen into the trap of thinking that experimenting with natural spices is harmless until the effects begin. First, a strange euphoria, then paranoia, rapid heartbeat, nausea, and later, hallucinations that don't show up immediately and can last 24 to 36 hours, accompanied by anguish, confusion, and, in extreme cases, a complete loss of time and body awareness. People have ended up in emergency rooms just for trying a spoonful as a home challenge. The truth is that although death is rare, the experience can be terrifying and requires medical attention. And the worst part, nutmeg is sold everywhere without warnings. It's in every store, and curiosity makes it easy to try. The message is clear. Use it as a spice, not as an experiment. And if anyone shows signs of intoxication, don't hesitate. Take them to the hospital immediately. Because sometimes the most ordinary things hide a very thin line between flavor and madness. Number 14. Plum. Here we face a threat whose danger isn't in the exotic, but in the everyday. The plum, a sweet, juicy summer fruit present in millions of kitchens around the world. But very few know that the real risk isn't in the flesh. It's in that small, hard pit we usually toss away without thinking. Inside lies a seed containing amygdalin, a cyanogenic glycoside that, once chewed or crushed and metabolized, can turn into hydrogen cyanide, the same agent that blocks our cells' ability to use oxygen. The danger arises when the pit is cracked or ground. For example, while making homemade jams, artisanal liqueurs, or by biting too hard into the fruit. Even a small piece of the inner seed mixed into food can trigger nausea, dizziness, stomach pain, and in larger doses, severe poisoning. Compared to other fruits with toxic seeds, plums pose a higher risk for a simple reason: they're far more common. The chance of accidental exposure is greater, especially in homes with children or people preparing food in traditional ways. The recommendation is simple: never crack or crush the plum's pit, and if you do by accident, never consume it. Because even in the most familiar fruit, a deadly risk can hide. Number 13. Loquat seeds. At first glance, the Japanese loquat looks like the perfect treat to end a family meal. Small, juicy, golden yellow to orange with a delicate taste loved by children and adults alike. But the danger isn't in the flesh, it's in the seeds. Inside the fruit hide 1 to 4 large, shiny brown seeds. And while they may look harmless, the unsettling truth is that when chewed, they taste slightly bitter, like almonds. That tiny detail has sparked curiosity in many who unknowingly stepped straight into danger. Because those seeds contain cyanogenic glycosides, mainly amygdalin, similar to those found in plum or apricot seeds. Once broken down in the body, they can also release cyanide. Just a few crushed seeds can cause dizziness, nausea, headache, breathing difficulties, and in severe cases, convulsions or loss of consciousness. In normal household conditions, toxicity is low. It would take a relatively large number of broken seeds to trigger severe effects. The greatest danger lies in its lack of awareness. Loquat isn't very common in many countries, so the risk doesn't come from the fruit itself, but from not knowing about it, especially for children who might play with the seeds or try to chew them. The advice is clear: eat the fruit, but never chew or crush its seeds, because even what seems sweet and delicate can hide a deadly trap. Number 12. Starfruit. At first glance, starfruit is irresistible. Cut it open and its star shape makes it one of the world's most decorative fruits. Its sweet-sour taste has made it popular in juices, desserts, and cocktails. But behind that exotic look hides a warning that can go unnoticed until it's too late. Its scientific name is Averrhoa carambola, and while it's safe for most people, for those with kidney disease, it can be lethal. Starfruit contains caramboxin, a potent neurotoxin, as well as oxalate. both harmful to the human body. In healthy people, the kidneys filter it out easily. But if you suffer from kidney failure, are on dialysis, or have chronic kidney disease, the body can't remove these toxins. That's when the real danger begins. Symptoms appear quickly: uncontrollable hiccups, vomiting, mental confusion, and in severe cases, seizures, deep coma, even brain death. There are documented cases where people with kidney damage slipped into coma just hours after consuming even a small amount of the fruit or its juice. The message is urgent. If you or someone you know has kidney issues, avoid starfruit in any form, because what looks like a star on your plate could become your last. Number 11. Green Monstera fruit. It has a sweet aroma, like a mix of pineapple, banana, and vanilla. And when ripe, its flavor is described as one of the most exquisite in the tropical world. But if you eat it too soon, prepare for an experience you'll never forget. For all the wrong reasons. Its scientific name is Monstera deliciosa. And though it sounds harmless, eating it unripe can be pure torture. The reason? It's loaded with calcium oxalate crystals, called raphides, present in every part of the plant. These microscopic needles are razor sharp. In contact with your mouth, tongue, or throat, they cause intense pain and burning. A single bite of the unripe fruit can cause severe inflammation, swollen lips and tongue, excessive salivation, difficulty swallowing, speaking, or even breathing. In extreme cases, urgent medical care is required to avoid airway obstruction. The only safe way to eat this fruit is to wait until it's fully ripe, a process that can take several days. And if you accidentally bite into it, drinking milk or dairy products can soothe the pain but won't stop the damage. The lesson is clear: nature rewards patience and punishes recklessness. Number 10. Jackfruit. Also known as yucca, jackfruit has gained popularity worldwide as a superfood. It's marketed as a vegan alternative to meat, rich in fiber, vitamins, and with a texture that mimics shredded chicken. But what few know is that for some people, jackfruit can be far more than a healthy trend. It can be a real danger. In its unripe form, jackfruit can trigger severe allergic reactions in people with latex allergy due to cross-reactivity between the fruit's proteins and latex antigens. There are documented cases of anaphylaxis, so severe that they required emergency intervention. That means your body could react as if you'd been exposed to rubber: swollen lips, tongue, throat, difficulty breathing, and in extreme cases, anaphylactic shock. Imagine, you're eating something you thought was natural and healthy, and minutes later, your body goes into full alert. The message is clear. If you have a history of latex allergy, don't eat jackfruit without medical advice, because not everything that looks like a superfood truly is, and sometimes what's sold as plant-based meat can turn into a real threat to your health. Number 9. Hala fruit. A fruit that seems like it came from another planet. With reddish, orange, and green tones, Pandanus tectorius, known as Hala fruit, is a tropical jewel often compared to an alien pineapple. In many regions, it's eaten as traditional food, but under certain conditions, it can become a serious hazard. The unsettling part is that it's not poisonous. The real danger lies in its structure. Each segment of this fruit contains extremely tough, fibrous strands. If you don't chew them properly, those fibers can tangle inside your throat like tiny ropes, forming a plug that blocks your airway. Imagine enjoying its tropical sweetness, and suddenly, the air stops flowing. You can't breathe. You can't call for help. In less than a minute, panic turns into desperation. Indigenous communities have known this for centuries. You only chew it gently to extract the juice. Then you spit out the fibers. Never swallow them. If someone chokes on this fruit, the response must be immediate: Heimlich maneuver and an urgent call to emergency services. Because not all dangers come as venom. Sometimes recklessness itself takes your breath away. Number 8. Horse chestnut. In autumn, parks and forests are filled with shiny brown fruits that many pick up out of curiosity or nostalgia. They look harmless, some even look like edible chestnuts. But hidden among them could be a deadly imposter: the horse chestnut. Its scientific name is Aesculus hippocastanum, and its resemblance to true chestnuts has caused more than one poisoning. At first glance, they look alike. But while the edible chestnut has a spiky shell and a seed with a small tip, horse chestnut usually has a smoother shell and its seed is round, smooth, and tipless. That subtle difference marks the line between a snack and a toxin. Horse chestnut contains esculin, a poison that can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, paralysis, seizures, even respiratory failure. The most alarming part: many people, especially tourists and children, collect them without knowing, roast them like normal chestnuts, and end up in the emergency room with severe symptoms. The advice is simple but vital. If you're not 100% sure of the identification, don't eat it. And if someone ingests it accidentally, go to the hospital immediately, even if symptoms haven't appeared yet. Because sometimes the real danger isn't what you don't know, it's what you think you know. Number 7. Elderberries. Small, black, shiny berries with a soft fragrance. You've probably seen them in flu syrups, teas, or even homemade jams. For centuries, elderberry has been considered a natural remedy, but like everything in nature, it requires knowledge and respect. Black elderberry, Sambucus nigra, has a peculiarity. When properly cooked, its toxic compounds disappear. But if eaten raw, in excess, or improperly processed, the result can be disastrous. The leaves, branches, roots, and even its raw berries contain compounds that turn into cyanide in the body. Imagine picking a handful of berries while walking, eating them out of curiosity, and minutes later your body reacts. Stomach pain, severe nausea, vomiting, violent diarrhea. In children or sensitive people, even a small amount can cause acute poisoning. The most common mistake is thinking that because a fruit is medicinal, it can be eaten raw. Nothing could be further from the truth. The advice is clear. If you're going to eat elderberries, always cook them first. Boiling destroys the toxins and turns the poison into medicine. Because here, the line between cure and poison is just one pot of boiling water. Number 6. Cashew nut. It's hard to believe, but one of the most popular and delicious nuts in the world is also one of the most toxic before processing. We're talking about the cashew, also known as cashew nut or Indian nut, scientific name Anacardium occidentale. In its raw form, it looks nothing like what you find in stores. It's covered by 2 layers of shell, between which lies a toxic liquid, cashew shell oil. Direct contact with the skin can cause severe dermatitis, burning, blisters, swelling, intense itching, as if you'd been splashed with corrosive acid. Imagine cracking open a raw cashew with bare hands, and hours later seeing your skin red, swollen, covered with painful blisters. This isn't an allergy, it's poison. That's why all cashews in stores are heat-treated, steamed or roasted at high temperatures to neutralize the toxin completely. But if you ever come into contact with the resin, wash the skin with cold water and soap for at least 15 minutes. And if a severe reaction appears, go to the doctor immediately. Because sometimes, to enjoy nature's delicacies, you must pay the price of technique, patience, and knowledge. Number 5. Manchineel apple. It looks like any small green apple. Shiny. Perfect. It grows along the idyllic beaches of the Caribbean and parts of Florida, and it has been responsible for dozens of medical emergencies and more than one death. Its scientific name is Hippomane mancinella, but it's better known by a much darker nickname, the most dangerous tree in the world. Everything about this tree is toxic. Its milky white sap contains forbyl esters, extremely irritating compounds that cause severe dermatitis and blisters with the slightest skin contact. Cut its wood and burn it, and the toxic smoke can cause temporary blindness. Stand beneath it in the rain, and the sap carried by raindrops can leave your skin covered in chemical burns. A real case? A woman took shelter under its branches during a tropical storm and ended up with severe chemical burns on her arms and face. Another case, a curious tourist took a bite of the fruit and his throat swelled shut, blocking his airway completely. He barely survived. The Manchineel is a masterpiece of toxic camouflage. Its charming appearance is its deadliest weapon. The advice here is not a suggestion. It's an urgent warning. Don't touch it, don't get near it, don't inhale its smoke, and never ever taste it, because this is not just another exotic fruit. It's a biological marvel so dangerous, it almost feels designed to punish human curiosity. Number 4. Yew-berry. Small, bright red, and shiny. At first glance, it looks like a sweet nature-made candy, the kind of fruit a child might pick up from the ground without a second thought. But this berry hides one of the most lethal, silent poisons in the plant world. It comes from the yew tree, scientific name Taxus baccata. For centuries, it has been used as an ornamental plant in gardens and parks. Its fruit, known as an aril, looks completely harmless, but that's only visual deception. The real danger is inside, a hard, brown seed packed with taxine. Chew and swallow just one seed and the poison begins its work. The scariest part is its speed. Taxine attacks the heart directly, disrupting its rhythm and causing cardiac arrest in minutes. Sometimes without any clear warning signs. No vomiting, no convulsions. The heart just, stops. There are documented clinical reports of fatal poisonings, often in children drawn by the berry's bright color. That's why, if you have children nearby, never plant yew in your garden. And if you already have it, fence it off and teach them one golden rule. Never eat a fruit you don't know. Because when danger looks sweet, that's when it can take your life the fastest. Number 3. Strychnine tree. It sounds exotic, even unusual, a round orange-colored fruit that might be mistaken for a wild orange. But what it contains inside is not just poison, it's punishment. The plant is called Strychnos nux vomica, and from it comes one of the most feared substances in toxicology, strychnine, an extremely powerful alkaloid that attacks the central nervous system in brutal fashion. And the most disturbing part, it keeps you fully conscious. Just a few milligrams are enough to unleash hell in your own body. Your muscles begin to spasm violently, one by one. Your jaw locks, your neck arches back, your limbs twist with unbearable force, and your spine bends into a tortured arc. But you remain awake. You feel every spasm, every stab of pain, every second of agony, until finally your respiratory muscles collapse, and you die from total asphyxiation, fully lucid, unable to move, unable to scream. There is no safe dose. You should never touch it, never grow it, and certainly never taste it. This isn't just a poison. It's nature's own instrument of torture, proof that true horror doesn't always come as a monster, but as the seed of a silent tree. Number 2. Suicide tree. Its name sounds like it came from a dark novel, and believe me, it's no exaggeration. This tree, Cerbera odolum, grows in the coastal regions of southern India and Southeast Asia. It produces a fruit that, at first glance, looks completely normal, a cross between a green mango and a small coconut. But inside lurks a compound as deadly as it is invisible: cerberin, a cardiotoxic substance that interferes with the heart's calcium channels, triggering fatal arrhythmias until the heart stops for good. The most chilling part isn't just how fast it works, it's how well it hides. Cerberin dissolves easily into spicy foods or bitter drinks, where its taste is masked. And once ingested, death can look like a heart attack or sudden collapse. In standard autopsies, it leaves no visible trace. That's why it has been used in thousands of murders and suicides in rural India. In many of those cases, the official cause of death was simply listed as heart failure. The result? Cases closed. No suspects, no justice, only the victim, and a tree that keeps growing, free of guilt. The advice here is crucial. Never accept strange fruits or dishes from someone you don't fully trust, because the perfect crime doesn't always use a weapon. Sometimes, it uses a fruit. Number 1. Apricot seed. Yes, you read that right. The fruit you find in jams, juices, desserts, the fruit many consider a symbol of health and freshness, hides a dark secret inside. Its scientific name is Prunus armeniaca, and its seed, hidden inside the pit, contains one of the highest concentrations of amygdalin, the compound that, once metabolized, transforms into hydrogen cyanide. Some people, out of curiosity or ignorance, have cracked open the pit and chewed the seed. The result can be devastating: headache, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, difficulty breathing, and in severe cases, respiratory collapse and convulsions. The most deceptive part is that these seeds have a slight almond-like taste, making them tempting to those unaware of the risk. And that's where the true danger lies: the innocent appearance of something that is, in reality, pure poison. The warning is clear: enjoy the fruit, but never consume the seeds hidden inside the pit, because sometimes what looks sweetest on the outside can hide the deadliest danger within. After learning about these fruits, you realize something. Not everything that grows in nature is harmless. Some fruits kill in silence, others disguise their poison with beauty, and others become weapons, lies, or tragedies. Nature is neither good nor bad, it is powerful, and understanding it is the only way to respect it. Now I want to know your opinion. Which of these fruits shocked you the most? Have you ever tried one of them without knowing the risk? Tell me in the comments. If this video surprised you, give it a like, subscribe to Curiometro, and ring the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Until next time, Curious One.